Hello, hi, my name is Samuel Izurza for the SE channel. Thank you for tuning in, subscribe, and share as much as you can. Please take your vitamin C, vitamin D. Also, take your zinc tablets. I do that every day. Okay, good for the immune system. Okay, no matter what happens. All right, take some Canada Dry tonic water. It's got quinine, hydroxychloroquine, which some studies out there, or actually one major study says about 60% saves their lives. To me, that's huge. And it costs about $2, I think. $2. Instead of some of the other ones that cost like $3,000. But anyways, I don't want to get into the details. Just throwing it out there, okay? You guys do whatever you want, but you won't hear this from the mainstream media, obviously. But this is a great article from DJHJ Media. I'll have a link. And yes, like what we all knew, most of us, what we all knew, that the federal agents do not need permission to go into the cities to enforce federal law. Okay, and here's why. I mean, they're explaining. So Donald Trump made a statement the other day, sending the federal forces to Chicago. We all know Mayor Lightfoot and all doesn't want. You got to understand, these are anarchist mayors. You know, look, a city can vote whoever they want, but they also have to vote for someone who actually will take care of the city, not burn it down, for their cause. Because that's what happens when you have a city that is Marxist socialist run, and lets anarchy just do the day. Why? All this is for Trump, to make Trump look bad, burn a city down, destroy a city down. Um uh, People are not working. People are getting shot every day. Hundreds of people on the weekends. I mean, just last week, 14 or 15 people got shot just in a funeral in Chicago. So Donald Trump, the president, is right. Uh, he doesn't need permission. Just go out there. It's federal law. A 3-year-old girl was shot in the face. God forbid. I mean, I don't want to really read that. I mean, it's tough to read these stories because the mayors, some of these mayors in Portland and Seattle and Chicago and others, they don't care. I don't think they even care about Black Lives Matter. I mean, the real Black Lives Matter, that's the way to go. The Black Lives Matter Inc., that's the incorporated. That's the left wing media there. That's the left wing, that's doing a lot of the violence with Antifa, which is, Anti-Fascist Action in the 1930s, the 34, to go after fascists and Nazis and all. Now they're going after anything, federal buildings. They're going after people who don't agree with them. Mostly woke. Woke go broke. You know that whole story, woke go broke. Um, by the way, A&E, the cop show, Cop Live there. What's it called? The Life Police show. I think it's A&E. I think their viewership went down like almost 50%. I was reading. I want to look more into that. 50%. Thanks to the woke crowd, A&E, I think lost revenues of about 300 million or so. Really crazy. But anyways, so prior to making his plans official, Chicago Mayor Lori Lightfoot vowed on Monday that she's going to use every tool she has to the federal government from having. But you know what? It's a law. This is it's. It, I, she has to know this is just the federal government has a duty to protect their buildings. And right now, the federal courts are being under attack. Obviously, this is a Marxist takeover, and the majority, got to get out there and help them out. Because what's going to happen? It's going to happen the same thing like Yugoslavia, the same thing as what happened in other countries like Cuba and Venezuela. Once the Marxists take over, that's it. It's game over. Just game over. And this is why some of these Marxist, Leninist, socialist mayors are there to make sure that this will happen. The mayor has since backed down because someone must have told her that there's nothing she can do about federal agents coming into her city to enforce federal law. Uh, basically this is Baghdad in Chicago, Iraq, like one of these countries where it's just this lawlessness now, and all this to make sure the Trump looks bad. So all these people getting killed, all this violence. I know this is the end game, is to make sure that Trump is not reelected, and at the same time, the UN one day will come in as police. That's my view. You may not have to agree, but but that's it. So Attorney General William Barr said hundreds of federal agents would participate in the Chicago surge, and they will be engaged in the classic crime fighting, of course. The new agents will include members of the FBI, U.S. Marshal Service, Drug Enforcement. You got to throw in everybody. And this is what a lot of people are scared, is now they're coming in and arresting people who are defacing, destroying, burning, because they can do whatever they want. And this is federal charges. So it's not just if you get they're going to throw away they're going to throw away the charges. They're going to charge you. And I'm sure a lot of these Antifas now are thinking twice, because this has nothing to do with Black Lives Matter. This is destroy a city just to make sure, again, Donald Trump will not be reelected. That's what they want, but I disagree completely, because anyways, I'll maybe show you a little bit later why. And because mob doesn't rule anymore. Says we reported in Portland Mayor Ted Wheeler telling a bunch of protesters Wednesday night that the federal agents coming to Portland was unconstitutional, which is a lie. Obviously, this guy is another anarchist that was put there to make sure the city of Portland burns down, and no businesses, and just like I said, this is a Marxist takeover to make sure that people suffer, people rely on the government. And I told you, this is just this is like maybe a couple percentage of the population that's doing this, and people are watching like a bunch of idiots, like a bunch of sheep, like what's going on there. It's a damn takeover. This is what they want to do, and they got all these mayors, to make sure, and these prosecutors to make sure, that a lot of these big cities like Philadelphia and Portland and you know, just anarchy every night. Governor Tom Wolf of Pennsylvania said that the ideas of federal agents would be unwelcomed here in Portland. Trump ripped blue city mayors as liberal Democrats. Wolf Democrats sniped the outlook of Democrats and made clear his stance on the idea of deployment of federal agents. Anyways, so enough is enough. So if you look at the United States, okay, these are the U.S. codes. So all you liberal, anarchists, Marxists, Leninists, I know you don't care about any U.S. codes or whatever, because you want to actually destroy all these U.S. codes and burn down every courthouse, police, like the Nazis did. You guys like the Nazis. This is exactly what they did. They destroyed the police. They defunded the police. They changed. They brought all these little brown shirts. They got the young people to tell on their on their parents what they were doing, and that's how the tyranny started. So you guys don't even care, but there's a federal law, especially for all your middle, liberals, normal liberals that I talk to, that I can actually converse with, not your crazy anarchists, 1 or 2% that are making all the noise out there. Says U.S. Code 305 powers authorities to the United States Secret Service that were there's a list of Secret Service under the authority of Homeland Security. I mean, when I have federal Secret Service, yes, I do have doubts, but in this case, it's a little different, because it's not like they're going out there doing this on purpose. I mean, they're actually protecting federal buildings, even protecting the black folks who are demanding no defunding the police. I told you, this is a Marxist Leninist Black Lives Matter Inc. Incorporated. Okay, not the real Black Lives Matter, which a lot of sheeps out there are saying, oh, there's no difference. No, there is a huge difference. Under the direction of the Secretary of Homeland Security, the Secret Service is authorized to detect and arrest any person who violates any laws in the United States relating to electronic fund transfers, false, Okay, so means that someone in the city commits fraud with a wire transfer, they're allowed to go in. Okay. So the agency for serve authority under make arrest warrants. Also, here's another one, 40 U.S. Code 1315. Look it up. This section of the federal law says the Department of Homeland Security can deputize any federal agent to do any operation done by specific federal agency being assigned the temporary duty. That means the FBI, DA are allowed. In general, the extent provided the transfer made pursuant to Homeland Security shall protect the buildings, grounds, property that are owned, occupied, secure federal government. This is why Pelosi, is saying, yeah, because they know the law. The normal liberals, the majority of the liberals, or progressive, they know the laws. So basically, they are allowed. So when you hear, here we go, from officers and agents, designations, and all. So send this to any of your liberal friends. This, I'll put a link, but if you can just look it up, you will see. But anyways, they can send officers, the secretary may designate employees of the Department of Homeland Security. Basically, throw in everybody. They're allowed. They're allowed to carry firearms, enforce federal laws, regulations, make arrests without warrant for any offense against the United States commitment. You see, and this is what they're scared right now. The Portland mayors and which we saw the other night, against the fence. Basically, what they want to do, these anarchists and these Marxists, basically they just want to destroy the whole U.S. system. That's how it starts. This is coming from abroad. This is and you have all these sheeps out there thinking they're doing the right thing, but this is a socialist takeover, Marxist takeover actually, and it's coming from abroad. It's coming from higher up abroad. I mean, we can go into the details there, but this is just to really divide. Well, that's the whole thing. Is they want to divide the country, and they want to bring it to a civil war, so they can come and take over. Obviously, if the silent majority doesn't do anything, they better start moving. Well, this is a very this is a very good article, by the way. I mean, we all knew. I just didn't know which law it was. But here, you have the 18 code, but it's mostly the 40 U.S. Code 1315 law enforcement. My name is Samuel Ezerzer for the SE channel. So if any woke, liberal, progressive, Democrat, I don't even think they're even Democrats. I mean, true liberals are not for this. That's for sure. People that want to enforce the law, they want to enforce. I think, and take a look at the ANE. 50% less subscribers. They lost like $300 million because they took that TV show out, the cop TV show. I think it was called Live PD, if I'm not mistaken. I was reading yesterday or so. And that's what happens because they don't want to show Trump, hey, we're doing the right thing. The cops are out there, arresting, criminals and everything like that. So I like that. I like that idea. Like you go woke, you go broke. Trust me on that. Take care. My name is Samuel Ezerza for the SE channel. Please subscribe and share as much as you can. Send this to as many people as possible. And get educated. If you're a liberal watching my channel, get educated, and please take your vitamin C, vitamin D, take your the zinc tablets, like I do every single day. Boost your immune system, and this is my choice: Canada Dry or Schwepp tonic water's got quinine, hydroxychloroquine. Hint, hint, hint.